Hello, everyone, and we are back less than 24 hours from last night. Last night, we had our very special guest, Christian Cardona, after a long day at a workshop. And today, we have somebody even more special. First of all, because this is our first female photographer that we're doing, not because we hadn't wanted, it's just we hadn't had the opportunity. And we're going to get the rest of our female photographers here very, very soon. But today we have a great, friend of ours, ambassador of Gicoro as well, and a magnificent, talented photographer that we mentioned last night. And this is Barbara Torres. Barbara, welcome. How are you?
I really love the.
You feel loved?
How do you say my name? Barbara
Torres.
Do
you want me to say Barbara? Is you better?
No, in US, I always have to say Barbara.
Barbara, yeah.
Because when I say Barbara, everybody say what?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna hope. I'm gonna say Barbara Torres. And nice. Again, this show last night we couldn't do it because we had a very, very, very long day with. Of shooting in the Texas heat, so we're pretty exhausted. And if we had added any sort of liquor or tequila or anything like we wanted to last night, it probably would not have ended up well. But today, we're a little bit more rested, and Barbara insisted that we did a GTS today. As you know, our GTS is Gicoro Tequila and Shots, and today we're actually having El Tesoro Tequila. Obviously, Blanco, you being from Guadalajara, obviously we had to represent. El Tesoro, made from that with the Camarena family, which long line of great tequilas that have come out of that distillery and everything. Like everything else, organic tequila, no additives, very, very free. So, let's pour a little bit on this. Let me see your your glass. Really quick, so we can do this, and please,
Thank you.
Again, being an expert, or at least, we pretend to be, You tell me, have you had Tesoro tequila before?
No, that one never.
No,
I tasted before.
Yeah,
but cheers.
Yeah, cheers, absolutely.
I'm so excited because I'm from Jalisco, is where tequila comes from.
That's right. Yeah, so
nice.
Cheers.
You never disappoint me.
No, of course not. I try not to. So
cheers. Nice.
I like it. It's good. It's nice, tequila. Clean. Yeah, it's nice and clean. So tequila, and everything. All right. Well, let's jump right to it. Barbara, you obviously you're in an industry like we've mentioned before. When Gil, when Sean, even with Christian, what we were talking about last night, is unfortunately the photography industry is male dominated.
I know.
Yeah, I know. So, so it's fantastic to find great, talented, and we are very, very lucky, to have amazingly talented women, as part of the family with that. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk, why do you think it's, and not only is it difficult to find women, but women that use lighting, and obviously we're going to be talking about some of your great work. If you guys have not seen Barbara's work, please, I highly recommend you go. What's your Instagram handle?
Barbara Torres Photo.
Okay, like FOTO.
In Spanish.
En español.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Barbara Torres Photo. And on Instagram, are you the same way across the other social medias as well?
Same name in all my social media.
Yeah, that's good. I was like, you're so expensive about it and everything.
No, because I feel nervous. Actually, remember that we are talking in English, but in Spanish, because I'm so faster in Spanish.
Yeah, so. And we're gonna change it up. We're definitely going to change it up. So, guys, if you are watching, you guys can send you questions. So, we're gonna be answering questions. We're gonna be talking about life. We're gonna be talking about not only photography, but stuff that goes, as a working photographer and stuff like that. So please send us your questions. Para los que están hablando, nuestros mexicanos que están viendo ahorita, fans y bueno, güey, y latinoamericanos, fans de Bárbara, déjenos saber si tienen alguna pregunta, hágalo por favor, déjenos aquí se las preguntamos a Bárbara, sea lo que sea, ¿no, Bárbara?
Don't be shy, guys.
That's right. Don't be shy. Just send us your questions. Or if there's something specific that you want to know, please, don't hesitate to let us know. We're going to be here. That's a pretty large bottle. I don't know if we're going to go through it, but I have faith in the fact that I think Barbara is going to be Sean and Esteban. So we'll see. And this is much bigger than what they had. So, but again, so let's talk a little bit about this. How do you feel, why do you think the reason is for, more males being in the wedding industry, especially and then not only that, but, the low number of females that use a lot of off-camera light, if that makes sense.
I know. I grew up thinking about photography, and when I thinking of some photographers in the world, there's a lot of images came in my mind, and flash everywhere. So when I started taking photos, I start to learn about flash, and all my teachers are men. So I always thought that this is very normal. So that's very common for me. But when I grew up, I saw all the pictures so different than my work. So I don't know, just it's very new, and I really love it because when you got your flash, you got very different pictures of all of the other people. I mean, the effect, wow, it's always very, I don't know how to say that, but I really fell in love with the flash.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to use 1, 2, or sometimes I got 3 flashes.
Okay.
And I really love it.
Hablando, vamos a cambiarlo un poquito, en español. Ya que entra el tequila, entonces ya le cambiamos. Once the tequila starts flowing, then, your English and stuff like that, I'll switch it up on you.
Totally, yeah.
But you were saying, me estabas diciendo que la mayoría de maestros de quienes has aprendido
Siempre.
tú han sido hombres. You were saying that the majority of your teachers, the people that you were learning from, were male. Mm-hmm. Can you who were some of the people that inspired you? Some of the people that you learned from? Okay. I know one for sure because we had him last night. So.
Yo sé, son muchos, pero cuando yo empecé con la foto siempre vi que eran hombres, fue todo como muy normal y solo veía fotos y me decía, esta foto me gusta, y empezaba como a desmenuzar un poquito de qué se trataba, y era porque tenía muchas luces, era un control de luz que me gustaba, y dije, yo quiero eso en mis fotos. Entonces, ese factor wow siempre, llega a mi mente y es como de, tienes que hacerlo. Entonces, empecé a estudiar foto y todo lo que me gustara con flash, y comencé a ver, pues, no sé, gente que hacía foto con flash, y mis referentes, bueno, pues, tú sabes, soy de Guadalajara, entonces había muchos fotógrafos que usaban el flash, y empecé con eso. Creo que yo empecé como un poquito al revés. Sí, mi primer foto de boda fue sin flash, y ya de ahí fuimos como agregando, y dije, wow, con esto controlas muchas cosas. Puedes hacer una foto wow donde no existe. Entonces seguí por ahí, empecé a ver, bueno, ya sabes, Guadalajara, pues tengo a Jorge Romero, a Churro. Entonces fue de...
Que son grandes fotógrafos, o sea, que los conocemos, obviamente tú los conoces personalmente, yo los conozco también, muy buenos maestros en eso. Pero sí. No sé, no les digas, no vamos a hablar tanto de ellos porque ya así son.
Ellos ya saben.
Sí, ya lo saben. No, pero no te creas. Pero no, o sea, siempre tener a alguien, de quien aprender. Alguien, y no solo eso, sino una persona o personas que te ayuden sin sea, sin envidias y todo eso, que de eso vamos a hablar un poquito después también.
Ya que
De
llevemos
los chismes,
como media.
ándale, los chismes y todo eso. Pero tener a personas que, o sea, que se presten a la educación o que te enseñen y todo eso, que o sea, es muy padre. Y conociendo a Jorge, conociendo al Churro y todo eso, son de ese tipo de personas, de mucho. Ahora, aparte de eso, ¿quién más? Pues anoche tuvimos a Cardona.
A Cristian,
A
claro.
Cristian, que muchos te dicen la Cardonan de Jalisco.
Ay, ¿sabes? Por eso no uso los geles. No uso los colores porque luego dicen, ay, mira, hay mucho cardón aquí. También otro de mis maestros, Víctor Marco Rojo, cuando
Okay, sí.
estábamos en su workshop, nos ponía a hacer fotos y yo hice una foto. Pero te digo que a mí me gusta mucho el flash. Había una luz natural muy bonita, pero dije, le quiero hacer con flash, total. Estaba Alex Sousa, también otro de fotógrafo buenísimo de allá. Y me dijo, pues yo te digo con flash, ¿ok?
Pues es que,
hicimos la foto.
Es que
Ay,
Guadalajara hay muchos.
Pues
Guadalajara.
ahorita te cuento anécdotas de eso,
Órale.
porque Cardona estaba como nervioso cuando dio su taller allá, porque dijo, ay, es que hay muchos fotógrafos. Yo no fui a ese taller. Pero bueno, a lo que iba fue de que Víctor me dijo eso, hay mucho Cardona aquí. Y pues él también, claro, que ha sido como un referente en esta foto. O sea, con él vi que se podían usar hasta 4 o 5 flashes. O sea, lo veo y digo, wow, pero no, yo prefiero, con 3 estoy bien, 3 está bien. Y sí, en Guadalajara hay una comunidad de fotógrafos más, tal vez flasheros, decimos que somos como los darks. Porque
Los darks.
Nos gusta usar los flashes, no tanto para dar luz, sino de pronto a lo mejor, al contrario, ¿no? Como matar esa luz ambiente, tener ese control absoluto. Y es ese diferenciador con toda la gente que va de pronto a las bodas, a las sesiones, que traen, digo, ya con estos teléfonos que hacen fotos increíbles. Está muy chido hacer tu foto con flash y se ve súper diferente y luego cuando la ven, te digo que ese factor así de wow, ¿cómo? ¿En qué momento? O sea, me gusta mucho.
Sí, no, obvio. Y eso es obvio, o sea, una de las cosas que, o sea, saber usar luz, que no siempre tienes que usar flash, o sea, tenemos grandes amigos, fotógrafos, Daniel Aguilar, Fer Juaristi, como referentes, Víctor Lax, que en realidad no usan mucho, pero saben usar muy bien la luz, que también, o sea, viene en parte de eso. Para ellos usan mucha luz natural, luz de ambiental y todo eso para darle dimensión a sus imágenes. Ahora, te voy a poner así desde ahorita. ¿Ok? It's like I'm gonna put you in a hard spot.
Oh.
You know, between, like we were just talking about, Fer, Lax, Aguilar, and stuff like that.
But
a lot of natural light photographers.
Did you know who's my favorite photographer in this world?
Me?
No. Sorry about that.
No.
It's not you.
No. Trust me. No, I'm not even. I was like,
Just kidding.
I'm not even my wife's favorite photographer. So it's okay. I get it. No, but who I want to know. I definitely want to know. Who's your favorite photographer?
No lo vas a creer. Es una mujer y no usa flash. Es curioso.
So
yeah,
who is
that's
it?
amazing. Erika Viernes. Dime que la conoces.
No la conozco.
Y yo estoy segura.
¿De dónde es?
Y estoy segurísima que has visto muchas fotos de ella.
Y te garantizo que sí, o sea, obvio.
Es esposa de Víctor Lax.
Ah, pues no.
¿Ves? Te dije.
Sí, pero pues es que yo no la conozco con apellido.
Es que ella, amo que, o sea, su trabajo me vuela la cabeza, es súper diferente a lo que yo hago, pero le dije, oye, quiero un one-on-one contigo. Y ella me dijo, no, ¿qué te voy a enseñar? Le dije, no manches, tienes muchas cosas que enseñarme. Me dice, ok, nuestros estilos son muy diferentes. Le dije, bueno, ¿me aceptas un café? Sí, está bien, vamos por un café. Entonces, o sea, descubrí que la foto tiene mucho que ver también como con el tipo de persona que eres, tal vez. Y así, entonces yo veía la foto que hacía Erika, la foto que hacía Víctor. O sea, yo conocí a Erika por Víctor. Aquí no conoce a Víctor Lax. Entonces, wow.
Ya, no, quién sabe quién es.
No manches, su foto es horrorosa. No manches. Y cuando yo vi las fotos de Víctor en su workshop, le dije así de, eso está increíble. Me dice, esas son de mi esposa. Yo, no. Entonces le decía, a ver, esta y esta son mis favoritas. Y me dijo así, son de Erika. Wow, en ese momento dije, necesito conocer a Erika. Uh-huh. Entonces, de ahí empezó como ese como parteaguas de decir, ok, la foto no solo es un detalle bonito, una foto con todo luz clarita o algo, porque ella juega mucho con luces duras, en exteriores y todo, y con capas, con muchas cosas que realmente es de wow.
Sí.
No está dentro de ese, ¿cómo podemos decirlo? No sé, estereotipo de foto que tal vez una fotógrafa suele hacer. Ajá. Entonces, eso me encantó y fue como de, ok, quisiera poder hacer como una mezcla perfecta, decir, ok, de Víctor Marco Rojo agarro esto, de Víctor Lax esto, y de Erika esto.
No, pero si pasa eso, entonces... ¿no? Sí, pero después ya no tendremos a Bárbara.
Pues
o sea,
también
sí, y eso no. Pero, o sea, sí, siempre es bueno saber. Pero que, o sea, sí se me hace muy, muy interesante. You know, I find it really, really interesting that... Because she is completely the opposite. Es completamente, o sea, opuesto a tu tipo de fotografía. So that's interesting. So what drew you? ¿Qué es lo que admirabas de ella? ¿Qué es lo que te tiraba más? Oye, me encanta eso. O sea, ya... La iluminación, o sea, el storytelling, o sea, ¿qué es lo que tú decías? Esto es algo que me gusta mucho de las fotos. Mucho más, obviamente, que lo del Axe. Si te gusta, o sea, ¿pero qué era? Like, what was that little magic thing that
she has?
I really want to know. I think it's fantastic.
I know, because she used natural light. And it's very dramatic. And I said, what? Without flash? How come?
Yeah, and that's what I like about hers, and even Victor's as well, is the fact, because I do know her images, and I know exactly what images that were hers, because I've been lucky enough that we've been in some conferences together. But her directional lighting it's phenomenal. And like the deep dark shadows and the contrast that she builds are fantastic. And you're right. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So
no, that's okay. And how she used all triangles and the way he composed a photo, that everything.
So it was like you like the composition of her images. Is that what draws you in to her work?
A lot of things. Composición, la forma en que documenta, lo dramático que puede lograr una foto y a veces ni siquiera usa flash. Ella es como que está en modo paparazzi.
O sea, rara vez usa flash.
Sí,
o sea,
sí, y logra algo que yo, ¿cómo podrías lograr esto? O sea, sin un flash. O sea, soy como un poco controladora. Y yo sé que con eso puedo lograr la foto en donde sea, si tengo una ventana, si no la tengo. Y cuando vi un slide, porque estaba en Patreon con Víctor Lax y compartieron un slide, lo vi y dije, wow, esto está increíble. Y Erika platicaba un poquito y la verdad es de que a mí me sorprende todo lo que la foto, o sea, puede llegar a ser. O sea, tanto una boda la puedes hacer ver... no sé, como una película. Y eso me gusta, como tener ese talento, esa sensibilidad de poder contar una historia sin meter tanto la cuchara, así decimos, ¿no? Que es cuando uno dice, es que yo quiero hacer ver la boda de tal forma, que a veces va mucho lo personal y no tanto el cómo son los novios. Y me gustó mucho de ellos que tratan de respetar mucho eso. Es como de, estos novios son un desmadre, venga. Y ves las fotos y son así, se reflejan ellos. Y ves otra que es como más tranquila o algo, pero ves como esa estética siendo la forma de ser de los novios. Y es algo que dije, yo necesito hacer esto. Entonces, cuando yo tengo una pareja que digo, son un desmadre, la fiesta va a estar increíble, trato como de reflejar eso. Si son serios, es de, no tengo por qué hacerlos ver como si fueran no sé, súper
Supermodelos
felices.
o
Ajá,
X,
claro,
o sea.
es como, no, o sea, saca lo bonito de cada persona en tus fotos. No es como trata de disfrazarlos y convertirlos en algo que no son. Entonces, como de ellos me quedo con esto. Pero te digo, ellos tal vez tienen otra técnica y yo sí soy más de como de interactuar con ellos, de pronto hablar un poquito y si los veo serios, también es como de, ay, contentillos. Y es de, ay, ¿en serio? Yo, sí, digo estupidez y media. Y eso como que me ayuda a conectar un poquito y es de, bueno, va, son ellos, pero con un poquito de, digamos como de mi receta. Entonces me gustó mucho eso. Traté de aplicar ciertas técnicas, pero dije, ay, no, creo que no soy yo. Y pasa eso que tú dices, que admiras tanto a alguien, quieres imitar esa forma de hacer fotos, pero no sale porque no es tan genuino. O sea, lo admiro, pero digo, no, creo que no soy tan yo. Entonces, práctica, error, acierto, error, todo, como que me ha llevado a decir, esto es lo que me gusta, ¿sabes? Pero probar cosas y decir, no me gusta, pero ya lo probé. Ya sé más o menos cómo se hace, pero no soy yo, me quedo con esto. Entonces, así es como se ha ido, pues también haciendo este estilo que hago.
Ándale. No, pues genial. Y qué bueno, y me da mucho gusto en realidad, o sea, que alguien que tú admires también sea mujer. Porque como hay pocas, o sea, cosas así tienen el apoyo, te garantizo que ella siente en situaciones así, pues es genial. Igual que como hoy de hecho tú estás aquí en Dallas porque estabas dando un one-on-one a otra mujer, estabas asesorando a otra fotógrafa en ese caso. Solo que se me hace que esa es una de las cosas que en realidad sí nos falta en la industria, el apoyo más a fotógrafos en general y todo. Pero lo bueno, fíjate, de los vejestorios como yo, que tenemos ya años aquí y todo eso, que sí he visto un grande crecimiento. Like us old photographers who have been here and been doing this for a very long time, it's fantastic to see the growth in women photographers. As and not as a growth of they're getting better. No, as in the number of female photographers that are going out there and kicking butt. I mean, they're doing fantastic, like yourself. Solo que el número de fotógrafas que han crecido, o sea, siempre ha habido fotógrafas muy buenas. Una de mis favoritas, o sea, Citla Rico. Citla es una
Gran
pionera.
referente, sí.
Una pionera en muchos estilos en lo que ha hecho. Y aparte de ser un amor. No sé si tú la conozcas bien y todo.
Que Citla ha sido otra de las que me ha inspirado mucho. Y no solo en foto. Creo que como persona es alguien que, pues, se puede acercar a ti y no te hace sentir como tonta, ¿sabes? De cualquier otra pregunta. Porque hay personas en esto, es como preguntas a los como, ¿en serio me preguntas esto? Y ella no. Y al contrario, es como que apoya mucho esto en los carteles cuando hay congresos, etcétera. Ella también es como de, me gusta, pero quiero ver también más mujeres. Y está chido.
Exacto.
De pronto es una industria donde pues ves a muchos hombres y dices, ok, pero ¿será porque a lo mejor a veces uno no se anima? ¿Será...? Pues no sé, muchas cosas. Y ella como que ha impulsado mucho eso.
Sí.
Y muchas veces yo me pongo a pensar, me llega una propuesta de algo y digo, ¿qué diría Citla? Citla dirá que sí, chingue su madre. Bueno, va. Entonces, de alguna forma, está muy chido que, pues, referentes como que te estén echando porras. De pronto publico así de, bueno, pues, me animé a ir a cierto congreso, ¿no? Y luego pone ella así como, qué bien. Entonces... pues no sé, es muy chido. Igual yo de pronto veo fotógrafas que están como que iniciando y soy como muy random y pongo de pronto así de, esa foto está muy chida. Y es como, ay, qué extraño que me escribas, gracias. Pero no sé, me gusta, es como recibir apoyo, venga, echamos apoyo.
No, exacto.
Porque hay mucho talento, pero no sé por qué somos como más tímidas, como, no sé, si es ese tema perfeccionismo y es ese miedo a decir, no sé, soy suficiente, la armo, no la armo. No sé, creo que es eso, pero también sé que del otro lado, o sea, hay muchas fotógrafas súper buenas. Te digo, pues está Citla, Ayer hablábamos de Pamela.
De Pamela, sí,
Sí,
cierto, sí.
sí.
Que Pamela es un as para lo que viene siendo los negocios y todo eso. O sea, ha sido para mí también un referente. O sea, nos conocemos desde hace mucho tiempo y sí, o sea, es una de las, del mismo tiempo de Citla y de otras fotógrafas que están ahí, que han pasado. Tienes como a Sol Tamargo también, que
Sol.
revolucionó muchas de las cosas con su Underwater y todo eso.
Está loquísimo.
Es loquísima.
Aparte,
Loquísima,
¿sabes?
sí.
Que es muy curioso eso. Creo que la foto tiene mucho que ver a cómo es la persona.
Sí.
O sea, yo veo las fotos de Sol y digo, ¿será? Cuando la conocí en unos premios que hicieron allá en México, en el Sumaya, la vi y dije, no manches, no me decepciona. Esto es Sol Tamargo. Entonces me gustó mucho. Creo que al final la foto es una forma de expresión. Y está muy chido, aunque a mí me da risa de pronto que me han dicho, me invitaron a un congreso y me dijeron, es que tu foto creí que la hacía un hombre. Y yo así, ¿por?
Y eso, y fíjate, pero...
Es como, eso es un halago que es, no sé, pero gracias. Yo solo dije eso, no supe qué decir.
No, y eso se me hace que es una de las cosas también por las que, o sea, que la gente no está impuesta especialmente a ver ese tipo de fotografía. Siempre creen que suavecita y luz natural y que acá y que el otro. Y cuando ven o sea, el tipo de fotografía como la tuya, de hecho, se me hace que tengo un par de fotos. Vamos a buscarlas.
Tenemos algo.
Sí, debemos de tener algo. Déjame. A ver. Ay, no, teníamos. No son tan. A ver. A ver si esta. Ay, se nos acabaron todas.
If somebody got some questions, please let me know.
Yes, if you have questions, please, let us know. I know we had some images, but obviously they're not pulling up. But but we have some images. We'll see if we can find some. But with that said, it's very hard to find a lot of imagery or women that use off-camera flash. I don't know if you've met Amber Henry. Yeah. So you've met Amber, and obviously, she's a little spitfire.
Not in person, but I saw her working. Wow.
Yeah, and and then you have Sophia, which the type of work that she does, and they're all using lighting. They're fantastic at what they do. And stuff like that. So I love seeing the fact, of more and more women, coming into the realm of lighting and surpassing, in my opinion, a lot of the men. Because we as men, I can tell you, we really don't evolve as much when it comes, because we've seen, the same images and stuff like that. And there's something about females and the creativity that you guys have brought into it that I think has done a lot for the photography industry, the image makers and stuff like that. So I'm very, very happy to see that. See, we switched into English and you didn't even notice.
Damn. It's because tequila.
It's a tequila. No, but again, getting into that aspect, I think it's very good to see, to see that. All right. So again, guys, if you guys have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to let us know. We're gonna ask about it here or whatnot. It was a last minute thing, so I understand, but we'll be checking up on this throughout the evening. How are you doing?
Good.
You're good?
I need more. I think so.
I was like, so. So talking with what you were doing. So how long have you been in the photography industry?
Oh, my mom is a photographer, so I grew up with photography. That's very funny, because when I told my mom I want to be a photographer, wedding photographer, she said, no way. Y fue muy extraño porque dije, ma, tú eres fotógrafa. Me dijo, estudia otra cosa. Dije, no. Y estudié nutrición. Entonces, nunca me gustó. O sea, vaya, tenía cosas buenas, pero dije, no, yo quiero estar, no sé, rodeada de más personas, quiero como conocer más cosas y era muy diferente. Entonces, ser fotógrafa, poder ir a trabajar en tenis, me hizo muy fácil esto. Y conoces muchas cosas, o sea, conoces lugares, conoces personas. Entonces, esto empecé creo que fue 2015.
Ok.
Que dije, ¿no? Le di a mi mamá mi bata del hospital porque trabajé siempre para el área clínica. Le di eso. El título, tuve mi título, mi certificado y dije, ya, se acabó. Nos vamos a la foto.
¿Neta? O sea,
sí.
órale.
Sí, entonces dejé todo, renuncié a mi trabajo. Yo tenía un trabajo de lunes a viernes de nutrióloga.
The 9 to 5. El 9 to 5.
Ay, no. Y era muy curioso porque la doctora era, ¿cómo puedo decir? Pues era artista. Ella dibujaba y el psicólogo era ingeniero en audio. Entonces, cuando platicábamos era de todo menos de medicina.
Menos de eso.
Sí, era de, ok, este dibujo, mira, qué buenas sombras. Oh, qué luz, qué ritmo, qué composición. Entonces dije, no, ya, foto es lo mío. Entonces a partir de 2015 fue que ya, dije, chingue su madre, nos vamos a la foto. Y así tengo desde ese entonces. Incluso en pandemia dije, oh, hice bien.
Sí. A la madre.
A la madre, ¿qué hice? Pero no, creo que también fue algo muy bueno porque me reafirmó que esto es lo que me gusta. Entonces creo que pues ahí está, en creer siempre en lo que uno quiere, como que...
Sí, claro.
Dices, no sé si sea como ay, el sueño, tampoco quiero romantizarlo tanto, pero es de esto quiero. Y no es lineal. Creo que uno llega a cierto momento, tienes altas, bajas y todo, pero mientras sea constante como ese crecimiento, está muy chido.
No, pues sí. No, se me hace que cuando lleguemos a un límite, así como... Y yo siempre, fue una de las cosas que yo siempre dije, o sea, cuando llegues a un límite donde ya te creas que te la sabes de todas o que ya no quieras aprender más, o eso, no, mejor.
Moriste ahí.
Exacto.
En ese momento dejaste...
Sí, dejaste, o sea,
de crecer.
Caduces en ese momento, no solo se me hace mental, física, emocionalmente, pero como, o sea, en la parte de artística, pues obviamente sí.
Dice Fer Juaristi, hay que morir como estudiante.
Exacto, eso, pinche Fer, güey.
Ese Fer.
Sí, güey, pinche Fer. También es un philosophizer el güey, o sea, siempre pinche. Fíjate que muy curioso, la carrera de Fer, de Dani, y la mía empezamos casi igual, güey. Al mismo tiempo. De hecho, ellos tenían los wet rockers.
Sí, claro.
Y nosotros teníamos los shooters, güey.
No
de hecho,
manches.
los shooters y wet rockers, güey, crecimos juntos, güey.
Wow.
Sí. Te digo que soy del año del caldo,
No
güey.
manches. Y yo conocí a Fer y a Dani. O sea, para mí eran así de, güey, mis superhéroes. Ellos y con Citla. ¿Se cuenta que eran como mis Avengers? Y ahora los Avengers de Guadalajara son... ¿Cómo los qué? Los Darks.
Los Darks.
Es que había un meme que decía yo soy Darks. Entonces me da mucha risa. Y por eso decimos los Darks. Pero sí, creo que tener como esos referentes es de wow, qué increíble. Y que ahora ellos sean los que te digan, güey, estás haciendo bien las cosas. Es como mejor que cualquier premio en directorios o algo.
Sí. No,
está increíble. Se siente bonito.
Sí, claro, obvio. O sea, tener personas así que, o sea, que han luchado tanto, que siguen todavía en la industria, o sea, partiéndosela, haciendo, o sea, trabajo genial todavía y todo, pues siempre es genial. Y cuando ellos mismos te apoyan y te siguen dando, oye, que son tus porristas, pues a todo dar en ese caso. Bueno, entonces, tú no estudiaste fotografía. No. Bueno, técnicamente pues ya sabías mucho por tu mamá.
Sabía lo que no me gustaba. Porque
¿De la fotografía?
Sí. O sea...
¿Qué es lo que no te gustaba?
Mira, no me gustaban las bodas, cierto tipo de bodas, porque en este mundo
pero
hay
estás
de
en
todos. Sí, pero y a pesar de que todas son del mismo rollo católico y así, porque pues son así mis bodas, son como muy clásicas de religión católica, de vez en cuando son cristianas o acá dicen sistémicas, que son como solo la civil, haz de cuenta. Entonces, eso ahora me gusta, pero las que no me gustaban son esas bodas donde la gente ve la foto como, es un requisito extra, ya, no cobras tanto, pero haces muchas. Porque también se trata de eso, hay quienes, o sea, es relativo, ¿no? O sea, puedes cobrar mucho una boda y haces una al mes, estás feliz, o puedes hacer 20 al mes y esto es chido. Entonces, como que de ahí empecé a ver, dije, creo que no me gusta tanto cobrar poquito, no cobro mucho, pero hacer este tipo de bodas, donde de pronto interrumpían la boda para ver la pelea del Canelo. Sí, te lo juro. Entonces quiero esa boda donde ya el fotógrafo, porque antes, déjame decirte, era como de, ¿en serio eres fotógrafo? ¿Y cómo vives? O sea, ¿ganas bien? ¿Necesitas comida? ¿Te hago transferencia? Y ahora no, ahora sí te dices, soy fotógrafo de bodas, es como de, soy un rockstar. O sea, ya ahora ya va cambiando eso.
Soy un rockstar.
Ajá, no manches, te lo juro. Aparte, antes el fotógrafo hacía foto y hacía video. Hacía las dos cosas. Y ahora no. Ahora es como que, soy fotógrafo, tengo mi crew de video, pero yo no hago video. Y también antes el fotógrafo de bodas podía ser fotógrafo de familias, de niños, de producto, de un montón de cosas. Entonces dije, no, yo no quiero eso.
Ándale.
O sea, yo quiero bodas.
No quieres ser el estudio Ramos del pueblo. De ahí. Vamos al estudio de Torres ahí.
Ajá, donde se hace todo.
De hecho, hablando de eso, yo nacido en Chihuahua, en Camargo, Chihuahua, ahí, y todavía mis papás tienen la foto que se fueron a hacer. O sea, se casaron, pero no tenían fotógrafo en su boda, güey. Tuvieron que ir del rancho donde estaban a Camargo, la ciudad de Camargo, al estudio para que les hicieran su foto. Y luego de ahí, güey, ya se regresaron a la pachanga, güey. Solo que no.
Cierto, antes se usaba mucho. Porque antes la foto principal era la foto que hacías de estudio.
Sí.
Ni siquiera en exteriores. Iban al estudio, se hacían ahí la foto y listo, vámonos. Y esa era la que ponían en la sala.
So what we're talking about, if some of you guys that are is in Mexico, back in the day when my parents got married, they didn't have a wedding photographer. My parents had their wedding, and then from there, they would go to a studio, in the city. Most of the time, you had like 2 or 3, because especially the town that where I'm from is very little. So there was 1, maybe 2 studios, but they would go to the studio, and then they would take a portrait of them, dressed, and then they would leave and go back to the wedding and party it. So that's kind of what we're talking. But yeah, I mean that's something that it's not common anymore.
Mm-hmm. That was the main picture.
Yeah, that was the primary picture that you got. And my parents, like, we still have that one. Mm-hmm. They look upset and pissed and and sad, and I'm like, damn.
Also the picture was like, look at the camera, 1, 2, 3, there you go.
Done.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was done in a 5x7 or an 8x10 slide, and so
Get out of here.
It wasn't hipster.
We got the picture.
It wasn't hipster back then. That was the norm with that. So cool. Okay, so you're doing good?
Sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, I'm good.
Sure? I don't think so.
That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So within in the wedding industry, with the group en Los Darks de Guadalajara, en Los Darks de Guadalajara, ¿cuántas, o sea, aparte de ti, cuántas otras mujeres hay? How many other women are in the Darks of Guadalajara?
Uy. I'm not sure, but that's a difficult question. Ay, no sé.
So is this a large group?
No, porque O sea, es que de mujeres no son muchas. Conozco a Paloma Mejía, que es buenísima también. Y usa también un montón de flashes. Pero de ahí en más, creo que... No, son muy pocas.
Entonces, como...
Sí, por eso digo que yo veía a hombres haciendo estas fotos. Y no sé si también es porque tienes que ser como muy bossy. Y flash 1 aquí, flash 2 acá, flash 3. No te muevas. Porque es difícil cargar un flash.
Sí, sí.
Entonces, no sé, pero te digo que crecí viendo solo hombres. Y de mujeres he visto a Paloma. Y de ahí más solo en estudio. Pero fotógrafas de boda, no sé. Seguro sí. Serán las 3 de la mañana y me acordaré. Y dije, ¿por qué no dije este nombre?
O dos tequilas más y empiezan a hacer
más.
Se te suelta la lengua. Así.
Sí, porque ahora mismo no me acuerdo. Pero sí, Paloma es buenísima también. Tengo otra amiga que ella empezó también como muy flashera, pero ahora ya se cambió como a este tema y le encanta. Entonces estaba haciendo como una combinación entre luz natural, flash. Estaba súper lindo.
Es hybrid.
Ajá.
Es híbrida. ¿Es híbrida o ebria?
O ebria. No, la ebria soy yo, la híbrida es ella. Y está muy chido. Creo que eso es algo que... Me gusta, la foto va continuamente pues evolucionando, los estilos también. Creo que tal vez la Bárbara dentro de 10 años, capaz de que ni usa flash, capaz de que solo es un lente. Sí. Porque todo va cambiando y
claro. Y especialmente ahorita, o sea, lo que están saliendo ya en las cámaras, o sea, vamos a ver el iPhone, güey. Lo pones en night mode, güey. O sea, no manches. Como estábamos platicando anoche con Cristian, en la plática de Cristian, cuando estábamos, que yo, por ejemplo, en mis vacaciones y todo eso, pues yo ya no llevo cámaras, güey. Todo lo que... Porque, pues, es mucho llevar todo un equipo, esto y lo otro. Solo que ya vi todo es con el teléfono. La que te mostré ahorita, o sea, que tener el Milky Way y todo eso, o sea, la láctea y todo, pues, eso fue con el iPhone, güey. Todo, pero solo que ya, sí, o sea, sí es posible que ya en un futuro, pues ya no se use tanto el flash. Que no creo que vaya a desaparecer mucho porque sí tiene muchas cosas que ahorita la luz natural o ambiental o X no puede hacer. O sea, acción, congelar acción y cosas así, pues no.
Ay, es que a mí me gusta porque siento que es un diferenciador.
No, definitivamente. Sí, definitivamente. Sí. Y luego especialmente el tipo de las fotografías, que aquí tengo una, que es una de las clásicas tuyas, que es cuando se están aventando tequila sin el...
me encanta.
Esas o sea, que si quieren ver, if you guys want to know which one is a Barbara Torres, if you see a wedding and the wedding itself, there's a couple and they're dumping tequila in each other's mouth, that's a Barbara Torres shot. I mean, that is every time that I will go through an entire wedding and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, there's Barbara. I was like, well, there's other things, but for sure I was like,
I know.
That was a Barbara shot.
So much fun. So that's my favorite part of the wedding.
I think the very first one that I saw of that was the wedding of I think she's a model in Mexico. She's an albino model.
Ay.
What's her? I can't remember what her name is.
Oh, Ruby.
Ruby, yes.
An amazing model.
Yeah, and I haven't had the pleasure of meeting her personally. I do follow her because one day, I'm gonna have you be like, hey, Ruby, so there's this weird Mexican that lives in Texas that wants to, do a shoot with you because she's so. I think she has done amazingly for the industry, especially for like the albino community that is very unrepresented and stuff like that. And I follow her and I see, everything that she's doing, which is fantastic. So I would love to one day work with her. It would be fantastic. But that is one of the images that I remember that I saw. And what's difficult is I've worked with clients who, have albinism, son albinos.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, o sea, it's very difficult. It is a very difficult way of doing it just because of the way that the light has to be controlled. Not only because a lot of them, depending on how much, it can actually really kind of affect them because they're pretty sensitive to light, for one, but also the way it kind of just literally bounces off of their skin. So you can overexpose anything at any moment. And that shot, I mean, the entire wedding was fantastic, but that shot was like, I love that shot.
Thank you so much. And yeah, that's true. I remember all the time I told Ruby, close your eyes. Because the flash was so strong and not good for albino people. I think so.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. Difficult. So now that we're talking about tequila and everything, so what brought on those shots? I mean, like I said, it's like a trademark for you.
Because I'm very competitive. I'm start in English. I don't know why. Add some subtitles later. Soy muy competitiva.
You're very competitive.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's the word.
So, okay, competitiva.
Y no sé, yo decía, me cae mal cuando la gente dice, es que solo las mujeres saben hacer fotos de retratos de novias bonitas y ya. Dije, no, o sea, yo puedo hacer fiesta. Entonces era como ese, quiero
para ver la fiesta. O sea.
Me gusta mucho. Entonces quise probar que se podía y pues no sé, eso han sido de workshops. Y luego me dicen, es que esa foto solo es de un workshop. Y dice, no, también en las bodas lo puedes hacer. Uh-huh. Solo es cosa que inspires confianza. Y ya, y así es como se hacen esas fotos, con confianza y con gente loca que está dispuesta a sentir tequila en los ojos que
y con
arde.
Tequila. Sí.
Arde.
Sí.
It really hurts.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. That has never happened to me. I have a big mouth. No, dude, I have a big mouth. I'm not going to waste any tequila. Are you kidding me? I'm like, no. I will follow the stream wherever it goes.
So you never felt tequila in your nose or no?
I try not to. I don't think so. I don't think so.
You should go some party at Mexican wedding. A lot of tequila. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
And not only in your glass, in your face.
Oh, I know. I've shot plenty of great weddings and it does. What I'm saying is that I have a big mouth, and when they pour it in my face, it all goes in my mouth. I don't want it to go anywhere else. I want it in my mouth.
It really hurts. Trust me.
I can imagine. So it's got to be to the point now that you've done it in so many weddings. Are your clients asking for these shots now?
For sure. Yeah. Grooms every time told me, hey, I want a picture like this. I said, well, show me. And when I saw that picture, I said, oh, yeah, I'm so happy. Thanks for choosing me.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Because it's definitely, like I said, I think it has become a staple. I think it has become a trademark. O sea, y es tu marca, el tequila de sí. No. O sea, es una de las cosas que sí que sí he visto y son muy regulares en la mayoría de tus fotos en ese estilo. Those and then those really kind of iconic, beautiful flower backdrops and then the bride and groom down in the middle. One of my favorite ones that I also have in here, but obviously we can't find them, so I apologize. We'll get it right. One of these days we'll get it right. I promise we'll get it right.
Bueno, ya es público. Cuando esté esa foto, haré una historia en mi Instagram y les pondré, esta es la foto que desea ir a ver.
Ándale,
a
perfecto.
Ver si es cierto.
Sí, cierto.
Sí, no, es que me gusta mucho la fiesta, entonces me gusta...
No.
Ay, soy muy tímida, de verdad, sí, pero creo que estar detrás de una cámara me siento como si tuviera un superpoder. Dicen que las personas más poderosas después de una fiesta son las que tienen las fotos. Entonces, me gusta sentir eso, como que me da un poder que puedo estar, no sé, cerca, lejos, puedo ser súper invasiva y puedo estar con la gente con la cámara así en la cara y lejos de sentirse invadidos, se siente como, me dan más fiesta. Entonces, me gusta mucho eso y me gusta ser capaz de poder hacer un retrato, poder hacer ceremonia, poder hacer fiesta. Y suena cliché, pero está bien chido, pues, no sé, tomar mixología súper rica, pasártela chido y te pagan.
Exacto, todavía. O sea, te están pagando por dar de fiesta.
They pay you for having fun.
That's right. They pay you to go have fun, you know. But here's one of the things where it comes to from photographer to photographers. I've had photographers, great acquaintances that were like, they're very, very formal, very, this is what we do, blah, blah, blah. And it comes to and I was more to this is a lot of fun, It's a lot of fun, and you go and have fun with them. And the majority of the time, the clients really kind of enjoy that. They enjoy the fact that, but that speaks, to you. I have some great acquaintances, you need to, if you've never been, if you don't know a great photographer, his name is Dan Dahlstra. He used to live in El Paso. I think now he lives in Utah. I can't remember. But Dan Dahlstra, great photographer as well. And that boy can party. Like, he can party. It's really, really interesting. And not only is he a great photographer, but he's a great partier as well. And he has a lot of fun at his wedding. So hopefully, Dan, I'm giving you props, because I've seen you party at your weddings, and it's pretty epic. But the majority of the time is like, if you're a wedding photographer, si eres fotógrafo de bodas y no vas a divertirte, o sea, también es algo
¿Qué haces en esta industria?
Exacto.
Mucha gente te contrata por lo que publicas en tus redes, porque dicen, ay, me identifico, me late. O sea, quiero eso para mi boda. Porque, no sé, no soy muy formal. Entonces, como que me gusta eso, y hay gente que dice, me gusta tu foto, pero me gusta tu forma de ser. Venga. Y veo las bodas y de pronto me da eso como la confianza de decirle a la novia, oye, ¿podemos aventarte? Y ellos son de, sí. Entonces la avientan y dicen, ay, gracias por haber hecho que ame mi trabajo. Recuerdo que unos novios les dije ¿se aventarían a la alberca? Me dijeron así, estás loca. Y yo, ¿sí o no? Me dijo, bueno, va. Al final, que sea la última foto en todo el digamos, porque yo hago un slideshow. Entonces, al final de todo ese slideshow, me gusta cerrar con una foto, no sé.
O sea, ¿haces un slideshow el día?
Antes lo hacía, le decíamos el same day edit. Ajá. Lo hacíamos, pero...
Como Gil.
Mira, no sabes que Gil lo hacía. Pero sí, antes lo hacíamos, y ahora es como de no, pero al día siguiente...
Ok.
Sí. Y esa era la foto del cierre.
Yo siempre fui flojo. No. I never, and Esteban does it like halfway through, like right by dinner, he has something ready and he puts it out.
Also Christian
it's really
Cardona
cool.
too.
And Christian does it too?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Esteban like consistently does it, and he talked about it, in one of the other ones. So, guys, remember, all of these that we're doing, these are live. We don't re-edit them and everything, so everything, whatever we say, stays on there. But you can actually go back and see the ones that we have done, in the past. We have Tishorn, we have Christian from last night, we have Sean Lara, we have Esteban Gil. You can go back and watch any of these at any time, and see, the human side of it, which we're gonna get a little bit more deep into as we go. More into this. But one of the things that Esteban was talking about was the fact of how couples love the fact that he does these same day edits. And he has them ready by the time they sit down, and I think they're having like lunch or dinner, I'm sorry. And he just kind of puts them on there, and sometimes he projects them or whatever, and they absolutely love it. So that's fantastic. I was way too lazy. I never did that. Way too lazy.
I feel jealous about that.
To do that, because but yeah.
I don't have any energy. No more.
Well, I think you have energy. It's just a thing that I think you're thinking about the bottle, like too much. So.
No, porque si tú vas a hacer el same day edit, necesitas estar preparado mentalmente para decir, estas fueron mis fotos favoritas y listo, editas y venga, ahí está. Pero no, yo prefiero pensar en cómo va a ser la foto del vals, porque usualmente en la cena es cuando tenemos como ese break. Entonces necesitamos planear dónde van a estar los flashes, cómo va a ser. Y una vez que se acaba el vals, la fiesta empieza y ya no paramos. Entonces prefiero al día siguiente, pues ya entregarles como las 10 fotos top. Así lo que más me haya gustado de la boda. Entonces está bien chido porque la gente ya espera, yo les digo los money shots.
Yeah.
Que es, que es como el retrato de la novia. La salida a la iglesia, el vals y la fiesta. Creo que eso es algo que me gusta mucho hacer. Y es como, ok, que tengan fotos de todo el día. Que en 10 fotos podemos tener como momentos más chidos de la boda. Para mí, pues, porque yo sé que ellos van a decir, oye, ¿no tienes la foto de mi abuelita, de mi tía? Es como, sí la tengo, pero...
Pero déjame la busco primero.
Déjame la busco.
No, yeah, and those are definitely the ones, you know. Fer has, and these are different photographers, but the one that I remember seeing or hearing more about with Fer was, you know, he had kind of like the 90-10 rule, if I don't
Fer
believe.
Juaristi,
Yeah,
or?
Fer Juaristi.
Oh.
Where he said, you know, where it's like shoot 90% for you and 10% for your client. You know, but it works for him, you know. It's fantastic. He gets all the shots that he wants to get. He gets all that stuff. So it's fantastic. You know, it's great. I mean, what can you say about Fer?
Oh.
You know, so,
Ooh,
you know.
a lot of things. A good things.
Yeah. So talking a little bit, you know, we've talked a little bit about your career and everything. What is something outside? Let's switch it up a little bit. You know, let's get a little bit more into you're based out of Guadalajara.
Yep.
Are the majority of your clients within like the region, like Jalisco? Or do you have a lot of across, you know, Mexico, international, like
Kind of.
kind of what you
Because I got a lot of clients from Jalisco and US.
okay?
Because we have Tequila very close. It's a little town.
The town.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they get married then. Y ¿qué fue lo más extraño que tuve? Iraníes. También. En México no es muy común.
Uh-huh.
Y nos dijeron
So from Iranian.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Sí. Y estuvo increíble. Porque fue muy fuera de las bodas que yo hacía. Entonces,
So was it a Muslim wedding?
It was very different. Like, how can I say petit comité?
A what?
Petit comité. The same word? See what?
Petite committee? I don't know. Sure.
That's a new word.
Yeah.
No sé. Y it was amazing. All the stuff so different to my
So they
culture.
got married in Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of fun.
That's cool. Yeah. It's always fantastic. It's always great to be able to capture, like, you know, other cultures and stuff like that. It's what I think is one of the great things about being a wedding photographer, that you get exposed, you know, to things like that. What's one of the craziest things that's happened to you in a wedding?
Oh, a lot of things. I remember a groom taking off his shoes and putting on tequila, and then he started to drink.
Out of the shoe. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, wow.
It was like, no, don't do that, please.
Hey, it's alcohol. It kills all the germs.
Oh, you're right.
So, you know. Do you have
But
like,
you're supposed to put alcohol in your hands, not in your mouth.
I don't know, we're kind of putting it in our mouth right now, so it's, you know. With that said, so is that like the craziest thing you've had, really?
There's a lot of things where I don't remember another.
Well, that's fine. No, that's fine. I mean, that's actually pretty tame. That's a good thing. You know, there's nothing bad with you know, if that's the worst you've ever had, that's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
It is. It's fantastic. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah.
But just tú solías hacer foto de boda, ¿no? ¿Qué fue lo más loco que tuviste?
Yo personalmente, the craziest thing that I saw.
Yeah.
So we were doing a wedding in Cabo, and the groom and his groommen decided that they were going to go cliff diving on the, you know, the like hours before the wedding. And I was like, that's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. Exactly. Like, that's a really bad idea. You shouldn't do that. And they went cliff diving, and the groom jumped when the waves were coming out again. He went way too deep, and he hit the bottom, and both of his ankles went clack clack.
Ay.
You know, so that was one. So they were late to the wedding with that one. I had another one. We were doing South Asian wedding and Indian wedding in Mexico, and she had just gotten her mehndi done, and she, if you're not familiar with Indian weddings, they're multiple days, and the brides most of the time are awake for hours, you know. So she was very tired. So she had gotten her mehndi done, and then she decided, she was like, I'm really tired. There's a little bit of time. I'm gonna go take a nap. So she went and took a nap, and unfortunately, she fell asleep with her hands against her face. So she woke up.
No way.
She had the mehndi. She kind of looked like Mike Tyson.
Did you take a picture of that?
I'm sure I have it somewhere. I'm sure. But then again, we also had an amazing makeup artist that did a fantastic job to cover that up. So little thing like this. Thankfully, I've never had anything like super drastic. Breaking your ankles before the wedding is pretty drastic. But I've never had anyone get arrested and
Get arrested.
Yeah, well, I've heard. It's never happened to me.
Oh.
But I've heard photographers who cops show
what
up.
What kind of weddings?
Exactly. Cops show up in the middle of the wedding and they arrest people, and so I've never had anything like that. But
like a movie.
Yeah. But that those are the two to me that really kind of jump out at me, that I absolutely was like, I'd come back and tell my wife, and it's like, oh, guess what? This is what happened. So that's always fun. Talking with multiple, you give workshops, you give talks, stuff like that. I know towards the end, later on this year, in septiembre, no? Vas a Argentina. You're going to Argentina in September to great friend of ours, Maxi Oviedo's conference in Nomade. Yeah.
I'm so excited about that. Because it's like a concert.
It is. I've been very lucky that I've been able to go to Argentina. I absolutely love going to Argentina. Absolutely love it. I've never been to Nomade. He has reached out to me about going this year. So I might, see if we can swing by and swing it this year. But tell me a little bit about that. How did that come about?
You should go. Okay.
How did that come about?
Oh, yeah. I feel so excited, but also I feel very nervous because I'm going to be the first woman.
First woman?
Woman, yeah, like a photographer.
Wait, they've never had women?
Wedding photographers from Mexico? No.
Not
yet.
Okay.
Not yet, yeah. So that's a lot of responsibility. Well.
Break a leg? Best of luck?
Hope so.
I'm gonna ask Maxi.
Sí, me puso en apuros. Y una vez le preguntaron a Fer Juaristi, ¿quieres ir? Dijo, no, es demasiado grande, es mucha gente.
Wait, no mames. Pero Fer spoke at Weddings Brazil, dude. Weddings Brazil was massive.
Yo no sé, algo tiene ese congreso nómade, no sé cómo se diga. Nómade. Tiene algo, o sea, de verdad es como intimida, no sé, es espectacular.
Sí.
Entonces me dijeron ¿quieres ir? Dije, bueno, ¿qué diría Citlali Rico? Diría sí. Entonces dije, bueno, vamos. Entonces va a ser en Argentina en septiembre y pues no sé, de ahí a ver qué sale. Me emociona y me asusta.
No, pues está bien. That's something. If you don't do things that scare you, they're not worth doing.
I know.
Pero
dicen que en la zona de confort no crece nada, entonces.
Yeah.
Hay que salir
Y
de
ese
ahí.
va a ser en Buenos Aires, ¿verdad? Nomás siempre es en Buenos Aires.
Cerca, es como una hora.
Ah, ok.
Ajá, es muy cerca, porque es en un teatro.
Sí.
Y creo que Maxi es de ahí y por eso se hace. Todo es en beneficencia.
Sí, sí, sí.
O sea, todo lo que se junta de ese congreso se dona a casas de beneficencia. Entonces,
Yeah. So basically, the everything that Nomade raises, all of the money, they're actually a nonprofit. So everything that they raise is actually donated to underprivileged families, right?
yep.
Yeah. So it goes to underprivileged families. So it's really really good cause with that. So hopefully this year we'll be able to support and be there in person. We've supported them always. But, as Gikoto, that's something that we're very proud of. But hopefully we'll be able to be there, in person and throw eggs at you while you're over there. So,
Allá te veo.
Okay, so Verónica Vance is saying that it's in Rosario. Wait, ¿es en Rosario?
Vero, sí. Está Vero. ¡Ey! Hola, Verito.
A ver, dile hola.
Hola, Verito.
Es en Rosario.
Rosario.
No, pero en Rosario no está a
San
una
Nicolás.
hora,
San Nicolás de los... Algo así. Si es Verito de allá, sí, es en San Nicolás algo.
No, Vero es de Perú.
Es que hay dos Veros. Vero de Aftershoot, digo yo, y
Sí,
Vero de
Vero
Nómade.
Benson.
Porque las dos son Veros. Entonces,
Ok, no. Benson
sí.
de Aftershoot.
Oh.
Es la que dice.
Ok.
Sí, pero Rosario no está a una hora de
creo que
Buenos
ahora va a
Aires,
ser
güey.
en San Nicolás.
Ok, porque en Rosario no era agua.
Yo no sé. ¿Alguna vez has estado ahí?
¿En Rosario?
No, en el Congreso.
En Nomade no. No,
Ah.
yo iba con los chavos ay, güey, iba a decir boda F, güey. No es boda F.
No más tequila para ti.
No, ya,
No more
se acabó.
tequila for you.
Pero sí, he estado varias veces en Argentina y para mí, o sea, Argentina tiene un lado blandito en mi corazón.
Es la primera vez que
Boludos,
voy.
Boludos.
Mira, la primera vez que intenté ir a Argentina fue por un intercambio. Me iba a ir a estudiar allá.
Ajá.
Se canceló por la influenza. Entonces dije, bueno, no será esta vez. Volví a intentar ir. Llegó COVID en 2020.
Ufa.
Entonces ahora voy a intentar ir.
No vayas, güey, porque si no lo vamos.
Espero, sí,
si
no,
no lo
espero que
cancelan.
ya no haya otra cosa. Pero me emociona mucho porque, repito, la fotografía me lleva a conocer gente, lugares increíbles. Entonces, eso es lo que me emociona. Siento que me inspiro mucho de la gente cuando, no sé, ama lo que hace.
Uh-huh.
Porque a veces es que es muy difícil decidir a los 16 años qué quieres hacer el resto de tu
Sí,
vida.
obvio. Sí.
Entonces, hay gente que me dice, yo dejé de ser ingeniero a los 40 y tantos para dedicarme a la foto. Es de, órale, qué chingón, güey. Porque luego dice la gente, no, ya para qué, ya es muy tarde. Y estudian otras cosas, no son felices y hay tantos de amargados. Entonces, me hace muy chido como esa gente que dice, chingue su madre y se dedica a eso. Y pues la foto nos une. Al final somos súper diferentes, pero es como eso que tenemos en común. Y me gusta mucho. Y me han dicho que esa vibra de allá está bien chida. Repito, salir de la zona de confort es complicado, pero pues me gusta.
Sí. No, sí, no. Y sí, eso. Y es una de las cosas que tienen los argentinos. O sea, los argentinos tienen. Es un calor así muy, muy, muy humano, muy a todo dar. Solo que, pues, sí, para mí Argentina tiene también una parte blandita así en mi corazón. Muy, muy chido. Solo que salud a mis argentinos.
Salud.
Saludcita. Cuando vayamos, si es que se nos hace, nos tomamos un Fernet.
Órale. Ay, no, espérate, el Fernet es...
Horrible, es horrible.
Ay, no.
If you guys have never had Fernet, I was like, it takes a little bit used to. It's an aperitif, but you can actually have it. You can actually have it with cola. It doesn't taste any better, but it's great.
I prefer red wine.
Red
Mendoza is very famous for...
Absolutely. Yeah. Mendoza
wine.
has, so absolutely. So they have great wine, in Argentina as well. All right. So we've talked a little bit about photography. We can't pull up your images, so I apologize for that. But so outside of photography of the stuff that you're currently, of weddings, is there something that kind of like inspires you? What is it? What is it that inspires you to, to stay creative? To I don't know. What gives your juices flowing? In the creativity aspect of it.
Oh, that's a difficult question because there's a lot of things that inspire me, like some movies. Also, when I saw the people say, "Well, thank you for make my day amazing," that's it. And because when I get married, I don't like a lot of my pictures because I don't have a big wedding. But some pictures looks like a movie. It seems like a movie. So,
do you know that I became a wedding photographer because I hated our wedding pictures?
No.
Yeah. And to this day, I've seen our wedding album one time.
Really?
I
Wow.
hate it with the passion.
Names.
Hate it with the passion. And what's even worse is the fact that, what we paid for it. Like we could have had, great, which are currently great friends of ours. Like we could have had Fer. We could have had them wedding rockers come in and show our wedding,
Ese es mi miedo más grande, ¿sabes? Como que entregar una boda y que me digan, ay, no me gustó. Ay, no,
Sí.
¿sabes? Entonces, me inspira muchísimo cuando las novias me dicen, me encantó, de verdad, muchas gracias, porque cuando yo me casé, yo vi mis fotos y dije, estuvo bien, pero, o sea, bien. Y cuando veo una foto que fue de, hiciste mi sueño realidad, porque yo no tuve tiempo de ver qué había, qué no había, y ver en la foto como todo eso ahí es de, wow. Y es lo que yo quiero lograr con las novias. Que parezca de película. Un novio me dijo, es que te contratamos justo por eso, porque haces ver las fotos como de película. Y eso me gusta muchísimo. Es como de poder darle a alguien como un momentito de felicidad y que es algo que sus hijos lo van a ver, que, ¿sabes? Es algo, creo que la foto es algo que tiene valor conforme pasa el tiempo. La ves un día y dices, qué padre, pero la ves en 10 años, dices, no manches, como que te da ese flashback, tienes como una nostalgia muy, muy cañona y eso me gusta. Sí, muy romantizado, dicen, ese legado visual. Pero a mí, yo sí creo en eso, soy muy cursi.
Sí, no,
cursi.
no, pero eso es algo para ser cursi, eso es algo muy bueno. La fotógrafa que hizo nuestra boda.
You can talk in English.
Yeah, the photographer that shot our wedding shot the entire thing on P.
No way.
For professional. Yeah. And me being a photographer, like I realized it halfway through, but part of it was our fault because we didn't do the research. The bottom line when it came to it, our wedding was fantastic. I absolutely, loved everything about the wedding, except we have really no much outside of here. I really don't have much memory. So maybe we'll go into start using AI and just like start telling Mid-Journey.
Or you should get married.
Mid-Journey. But that is definitely something. That I do want to do, and I've talked with my wife about maybe doing something for like our 20. So we're at 15 right now, so maybe.
Oh, si tú te casaras, vamos a cambiar el rol. ¿Quién sería tu fotógrafo de bodas?
In this moment, no, I refuse to answer that question. So she asked if I was to get married again, who would be my photographer? I refuse to answer that question.
Why?
Because that's a hard question. Do you understand the amount of amazing photographers, like including you, that I have had the pleasure of knowing? If it was my choice, I'd be like, all of you shoot my wedding, and then
wait, choose one for your portraits, maybe just one, and for the party, for the ceremony, who's gonna be your wedding photographer for you're getting ready? Try to imagine.
My getting ready.
Yeah.
I hate you. I really, really hate you. My getting ready. I think it would be Daniel Aguilar.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Daniel Aguilar would be my getting ready photographer.
And for Nancy? For Nancy's getting ready?
Citla.
Nice.
Yeah, Citlali.
Good choice.
Yeah, I think that would be that's a killer combo. Yeah.
They
That's
are.
like my Pokemon death card. Like,
Pokemon.
I choose you, Pikachu. So yeah, I think getting ready. I think that would be it. For Nancy. So
Who's gonna be that takes family portraits? Because now you have a family, so
yeah, family portraits. I think I would do Esteban.
nice.
Yeah, I think Esteban would be the family portrait, and even like our like immediate portraits. I think Esteban would be it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For your ceremony, who's gonna be your photographer?
I really hate
What
you.
kind of ceremony do you have?
Well, we had it.
Imagine.
So we're both Catholics. So we were very. I mean, it was in a church. It was very traditional when it came to it. Yeah, when it came to
Wow.
it. Yeah. In that aspect, of it. Ceremony. There's so many of you guys, though. Like, there's so many of you guys.
You can
But
choose
here
two.
is the thing. Here's the thing. If you guys were to shoot in the U.S., you guys would be screwed because nobody allows flash in any church. So with that said, then I would have, I was like, Nancy, if you're watching this, we're gonna get remarried in Mexico so that these fools can use flash. I think I would really, really kind of do. I would have to choose three. To be
Three?
honest,
Wow.
three, yeah. And I think in my choice for the ceremony, exit and all that stuff would be not to just because you're here, but you and Marcos Valdez.
Wow.
I was like in Cardona.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then in the party, it's all of you guys like put together. Like all of you guys like put together.
Wow.
Because that would be one heck of a party.
Wow.
Yeah.
I choose the part that you're.
So
Escojo la parte donde tú aventarías el champán o tequila o algo. Yo quiero esa parte.
at
en
the
la
party,
fiesta.
okay. Yeah.
Sí.
Yeah. Well, of course, no, that's definitely your shot. Because like I said, that is your type of, that is the part where I'll be like, you guys back off. We're about to start throwing
Get outta
champagne and
here.
everything else. So, yeah. Okay. Well, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. Who's going to be your photographer?
Oh, so difficult. Maybe. Obviously, Erika Viernes.
Now, would you have Victor with her though?
I know.
you?
Imagine Victor for Lalo's getting ready, and for my getting ready, gonna be for sure Erika Viernes. For the ceremony, maybe Fer Juaristi.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For the party, maybe Cristian. Cristian
Okay.
Cardona.
El tío.
El tío. El tío Cristian. Es que los Two Men me gustan mucho. Gil también. O sea,
Yeah.
todos tienen como su magia, pero Cristian no se cansa.
Sí.
Él como que ni se sienta ni
Yeah.
nada.
You know
entonces-
what's funny? What's funny about Christian? As much as we give him a hard time, like he's like during the wedding, he's like the Energizer Bunny. Like he just keeps going and going
That's
and
insane.
going and going. Now once
He
he
never
puts
stops.
once he puts that camera down, then he is worthless. Like he just literally, and the boy travels so much and everything. We completely understand him, but during the wedding, I mean, it's just You know, I mean, he's consistently just going and going and going. It's pretty impressive. It really is impressive. And then the majority of the time, he's doing half of the stuff by himself when he travels outside of Bogota, you know, which is crazy. You know, so.
Any questions or?
So yeah. So he actually logged on. He says that we're talking bad about him. No, dice eso hable mal de mí.
Who is Christian Cardona?
Express Books, güey. Express Books.
No.
Who else would it be?
Sí, es él. El tío, dices tú.
Yeah. Aquí Cristian. So yeah, if you guys have you know, like again, if you guys have questions, if you have anything, please, let us know, send us our way. And also if you have photographers that that you wish would shoot your wedding, put them on here as well,
Oh,
so
qué interesante.
Cristian es el tío.
El tío.
Es de cariño.
Todos son los tíos.
I was like, hey.
Irán es el papá.
Su
Churro es papá churro también.
Papi churro.
Papi churro. sí, así
el
le
papi
dicen,
churro. Papi churro.
Sí,
eso.
Sí. Entonces, tío.
No, pues
¿Sabes qué? Para los retratos sí me gustaría churro.
¿Sí?
Me gusta porque es como muy... Ay, no sé, como muy picky en el tema de... que te veas alta, que te veas estilizada, que te veas así. Muchas de mis fotos de perfil las hace churro. Porque ya me conoce y dice, esto no te va a gustar. Y lo arregles de, gracias. Te hace sentir como no sé... Como rockstar, digo yo.
Qué chingón.
Sí, me
that's
gusta
good.
mucho
That's
eso.
awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, yeah. So that's yeah. I mean, that's a heck.
That's very important.
But there's so
Feel
many.
Comfortable with your photographer.
Absolutely. That's a big thing. But I hate you for asking that question because there were so many people that I like. I mean, if I go in the mountains, you got Sean Lara, that are gonna do them. And I would tag team them like the LaPlants. They would be doing it because they're both in Colorado, and stuff like that. And then I'm telling you, I think for the party, I would have no budget. Like I would not have any budget because I would want everybody who I mentioned plus like 2 men and everybody else. The Chrismans, bring the Chrismans in, and you guys are all like they're all partiers. They're all partiers. So yes. At the end, it would be nothing but like liquor and food, and we'd all end up, half dressed in a pool somewhere.
Nice.
That's the way it kind of adds up. So, what
else?
Oh yeah, no. I was gonna say I was like, so with we were talking about like inspiration when it comes to it. Who's somebody who definitely kind of inspires you that is not a wedding photographer? Or that is not
I know because there's a lot of people, but for example, wedding designer, no, son como diseñadores de moda, fashion designer. Like wedding dresses, like Vera One, I really love
great,
her.
Yeah, great.
Benito Santos is from Mexico, and that's amazing. Let me think about it.
So what inspired? When it comes to fashion, like I kind of started up in the fashion. I love the fashion industry and fashion photography. But McQueen was a huge inspiration, anything and everything. And until recently, until like Dior, the thing which we were something that we were talking about the amazing show that they put together in Mexico City. Was it Mexico City?
Yeah.
Which if you guys have not seen, I think it's in YouTube and there's a couple of other places that you can see it. But Dior did this amazing fashion shoot that really kind of put it was really, for a lack of a better term, it was very ballsy of them to do what they did, which was put the like feminicide problem that Mexico is facing currently.
That was brave.
It was extremely brave, and it was a great show. They hired local designers to finish a lot of the touches in the Dior dresses, and then the final, the final walkthrough with the embroidered names of women and catchphrases in these white dresses which by the way they're not going to be selling. And they're actually going to be. It's going to be like an art show that it's going to travel the world. And then the song. What's the name of the song? Canción de.
I can't remember, but I know you're.
Yeah, I'll think about it in a minute.
Talking about?
Which is a phenomenal song, which talks exactly.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, it was a very, very, very brave show to do. In the city and in the country where this is such a huge problem with it. To me, that was something that McQueen used to do. Like ever since then, nothing has actually been done. There's been a couple of other ones, like what's in the Hadid getting the dress sprayed on or whatever, which to me was a gimmick. It was just kind of like, okay, yeah, all right.
Awesome.
McQueen did the one with the robot spraying the dress and stuff like that. So it was kind of like a take on that. But McQueen also was known for these such amazing shows that were just kind of out of this world. And to me, it was a great inspiration in a lot of things, especially in the fashion industry and the photography industry. I think it was good.
Yeah, and that's amazing because when you saw the Instagram and see all the pictures, wow. Because the weddings are like, how can I say that? Like espectáculos. Todas
it's a
las
show.
bodas. Ajá,
Yeah.
it's a show.
Yeah, yeah.
Tienes mixología, tienes barras de hielo, tienes música en vivo. Entonces es muy parecido como a un show, no sé, de moda o algo. Las bodas son así.
Yeah.
En México ves infinidad de flores por todos lados. Ves a la novia vestida en un Benito Santos, un Veraguán, un Pronovias. No sé.
Canción sin miedo.
Canción sin miedo.
That's what it's called. So yeah, it's Song Without Fear. That's what it's called.
Difícil esa canción.
Yeah, it's a
Y
hard
también
song.
tienes que ser fotógrafo de producto porque tienes que conocer cosas como Tiffany, que
Yep.
ves los anillos. Las novias quieren esa foto. Sus zapatos, ya decía Cristian, ¿no? Sus Jimmy Choo.
Ándale, sus Jimmy Choos.
Que él se enamoró de él. Quiere
De
un
Jimmy Choo, de todo, así como que, órale, pues.
Sí, así, wow, me encantaron. Ahora yo quiero mis Jimmy Choo.
Like, okay. No puede. No fue Louboutin, no nada.
No, Jimmy Choo. ¿Tú cuál escogerías?
¿De cómo?
¿Cuál de zapatos?
¿Para hombre o para
Sí.
mujer?
O de veras, si tuvieras que regalarle zapatos a Nancy.
Si le tuviera que regalar unos zapatos a mi esposa, o sea, Louboutin.
Ay, esa suela roja
O sea,
sexy.
sí. Para mí, Ferragamo.
Ay.
Sí, Ferragamo es uno de mis favoritos. Hay varios, pero sí, Ferragamo es uno de mis favoritos. Cristian dice que lo inspira Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Yo lo sé, se nota.
Sí, obvio para mí. Aquí puro doble
Bad
P
Bunny.
aquí puro doble P conmigo. Soy bélico.
Vete a dormir, por favor.
Soy bien, acá nos hicimos bien bélicos, bien
Peso pluma.
puro peso pluma, eso sí. Pero,
Complicado.
es de Guadalajara. Es de Guadalajara.
Pues yo sí, pero puedes creerlo, soy una vergüenza para México.
¿Qué?
No,
¿Peso pluma?
Yo, porque
¿por qué?
no escucho muchas canciones regionales, no escucho de pronto, puedo escuchar basura y media, yo sé, pero...
Como Bad Bunny.
Ajá,
Sí.
sí, tengo dolor de oído ya, pero...
Pero bueno, no, pero...
Pero tiene buen flow. Pero el picante, no como mucho picante. Entonces,
No, pues está bien.
ni modo.
Ni modo, pues
Sí.
¿qué se le va a hacer?
Ya sé.
Casi la perfección la adquirías.
Pero el tequila ese sí. Y en las bodas es donde he descubierto el mejor tequila del mundo. Ahora le voy a hacer la boda, ¿conoces el tequila Don Julio?
Sí,
Pues le va a hacer boda a familiares ahí en esa tequilera. Ajá, y nos dieron una botella así de reserva de la familia. Oh, that's the reason why I love wedding photographers.
So what you're saying?
Porque un fotógrafo fue el que me recomendó. Entonces, amo que poder trabajar con más fotógrafos, crear comunidad y que me digan, yo no puedo, pero te recomiendo a fulana. Y así. Entonces, me recomendaron ahí. Dijeron, ay, sí, me gusta tu trabajo. Me regalaron una botella de reserva de la familia.
So Veronica says,
Vero.
Veronica Benson says, that she loves you and that that I should invite you guys to get some white wine. I say we definitely in Vegas. We're gonna do that. We'll definitely do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that in Vegas. There's some cool stuff coming up for WPPI
next year
that I'm very, very excited about, and we'll be sharing. Sandra, you're in here. Thank you so much for logging in. If you haven't seen Sandra's actually another off-camera light. She's got great work as well, and stuff. So definitely.
Hi, Sandra.
Yeah. Justin's here, of course. Justin says that Cristian Cardona conmigo y Bárbara con Verónica for his wedding.
Oh, mira qué bien.
Yeah.
Sí.
He's just kissing up to you. So that's what it is.
Cheers.
So,
cheers for that.
Cheers. Here, let's do it. There we go. Cheers. Which is really funny because Justin himself is an amazing photographer. Have you ever seen Justin's work?
Sure.
He's got some great work. It's fantastic work. He doesn't like to brag too much about himself, but his little super mustache gives him that extra power.
No way.
Yeah. You've seen his mustache, right? Have you ever seen Justin's mustache?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you got to see. I'll show you. I'll show you Justin's. Power mustache.
Power mustache.
Yeah, his power mustache. That's what gives.
Should
him.
I wear a power
And
mustache
please don't.
to get that power?
No, please don't. Yeah, definitely do not wear a power mustache. That'd just be weird. So that'd just be weird. So, but definitely. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back into it. You were saying you definitely you're gonna be working with somebody in Don Julio, in the family of Don Julio, which is like the Camarenas, a family that has been in the tequila industry for 100+ years and stuff like that, which is fantastic. Let me tell you, like I said, when we do these shows, I always try to get a tequila that is I'm kind of a tequila snob when it comes to it, so I like tequilas that have no additives, that have any of that stuff. You being from Guadalajara, what do you think about the tequila industry? Like, I want your take on what the industry is all about. You being a tequila lover.
I know. Tequila and mezcal. And mezcal comes
Sotol,
from
no?
Oaxaca. Not yet.
We'll change that. Sotol comes from my region, so.
We will see. Creo que el tequila es como, digo yo, es una forma también de conectar con la gente, porque los novios son un poquito serios y les digo, cuando van a mi oficina tengo cerveza, tequila. Les digo, ¿tengo tequila? No, ¿en serio? ¿Cuál quieres? Entonces siento que es una forma de conectar mucho con la gente. Entonces está muy chido. Hay un pueblito ahí que se llama Tequila.
Tequila,
y
sí, obvio.
es donde he hecho muchas bodas. Muchas de mis bodas favoritas han estado ahí. Entonces es como
que de hecho, no sé si tú sabías esto, pero en mis días, nosotros fuimos patrocinados, los shooters fueron patrocinados por Tequila, por Casanoble, güey.
¿A poco?
Sí, güey.
Ay, ese tequila me encanta.
Sí, el Casanoble, de hecho, o sea, hicimos ahí en la cofradía, hicimos varios talleres y todo. De hecho, al 21 de este mes, vamos a tener a un gran amigo mío que conocí por Casanoble, que era parte de Casanoble. Ahora es parte, de hecho, él es el director de 818, que 818 es el tequila de Kendall Jenner.
Sí,
Y lo vamos
tuvo
a...
una cruda tremenda.
Sí, lo vamos a tener aquí en el estudio. Vamos a hablar sobre tequila, vamos a hablar sobre su fotografía, porque es súper, súper fanático del arte, la fotografía y todo. Pero sí, ahí en Tequila conozco a Tequila muy, muy, muy bien.
Súper interesante,
Sí.
porque muchos extranjeros... Mira, Jalisco es un lugar con mucha identidad cultural.
Sí.
Y el tequila es algo que es muy de allá. Entonces van extranjeros y son de, oye, quiero fotos, algo que sea muy México. Entonces, ¿desde a dónde vamos? A los agaves. Yo ya estoy así de que digo, siempre agaves, pero para ellos es algo nuevo. Entonces está bien increíble porque tengo amigos que ya tienen sus tequileras. Entonces me dicen, oye, pues tengo aquí agaves, cuando quieras, pues puedes venir y hacer tus fotos acá. Entonces está muy chido porque conoces el tequila, conoces la historia, conoces de dónde vienes y es bien chido poder como enseñar ese pedacito de cultura a otras personas, ¿sabes? Es como muy chido.
So I'm going to translate really quick
sure.
with this part. So you have a lot of clients that come in. They want something traditional, so they go to tequila. Now, it's very interesting the way you said it, and I love the way you said it because you're like, oh, I'm sick of them. Like I'm sick of the agaves. I'm sick.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but something very important that you said was the fact that they were new for them.
Exactly.
You know, so you actually get to see that, and it's great that you get to realize the fact that yes, although you shot him over and over and over, but it's new to your client. So you still have that aspect of, you know, putting the client first when it comes to it, even though you don't necessarily care for him anymore, but your client comes first in that part. So that's really good. That's something that not everybody does that a lot of the time. A lot of the time it's like, oh no, let's go somewhere else because I'm sick of shooting this stuff. With that. And you being so close, because Tequila is what, 45 minutes from Guadalajara, right? Which is great. So now I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Voy a regresar un poquito a lo que dijiste que tenías chelas, you had beer, you had tequila in your office.
Yeah.
What tequila do you have in your office?
Don Julio.
Okay.
Maestro Dobel.
Okay.
1800.
Okay. So lo que Cuervo, Julio y Dobel. Why?
Sí. Bueno, José Cuervo no tengo, es Don Julio.
Ajá.
Porque son cristalinos. Soy fan.
Eso, okay. So here's a quick thing. Talking about tequila. I'm a purist when it comes to tequila. And earlier today, when I said, "Hey, what kind of tequila do you want?" and we said blanco right away. So as a purist, blanco is the purest taste when it comes to the tequila. That's where you take a lot of the notes of the actual agave. Once you barrel a lot of the stuff, then you lose some of that stuff, and depending on how they were barreled, then you start picking up some of those notes. And a lot of the distilleries and a lot of companies will barrel them, for example, in old whiskey barrels. So then they'll start getting a lot of notes of kind of like whiskey and stuff like that. Casanoble was one of the reasons why I loved Casanoble was because they actually used new barrels to do a lot of the stuff and use like French oak, so every time that they barrel something and they use them for multiple, but you could tell the new ones compared to one of the ones that had, used multiple times had different notes and all that stuff. So it's a very, very distinct type of thing. And I'm so happy that you're here. But even with that said, like I said, to me, the blancos are the ones that are going to give you the essence of the agaves and all of that stuff. And definitely, you can definitely tell very, very, very quickly on the blancos if they have additives very quickly. Because if you start in a blanco and you smell vanilla, like this is one of the first flavors or one of the first smells, then you're like, nope. Like if you have cacamigos,
No sabía que eras tan fan del tequila.
Sí, güey.
Wow.
Sí. O sea, yeah, I'm a very, very big fan of tequila. Hey, Ellie, dude, I'm going. Ellie just logged on as well. She's another flasher, female,
Really?
a female photographer. She says, "Hi, sis."
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if she's saying to you or to somebody else that's in the chat, but either way, you know, thank you, ladies, for being here. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
supporting.
girls.
But I'm thinking that she's saying it to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, with that said, but yeah, so Lovell, Julio, and 1800. That's what you have in
That's
your.
my favorite.
And those are your favorite ones. Yeah, that's good. You know, Lovell, I'm on the fence of.
Why?
I don't know.
It's very soft to
Maybe.
you, maybe?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm you know, it's I think it's a very well distributed tequila, but I'm on the fence of it.
Tequila for everyone.
So that's kind of, and maybe that's why that's what it is. So when you you know, in the photo industry, you were saying that you have you have a team? Do you have a video team that comes with you, or you just do photography?
Well, I got a team, but I have like 3 teams because there are a lot of type of video, like a photograph. So if you are getting married and you ask for a video, I send to you 3 types of video because they are so different. So, like, how can I say that? Como las fotos tienen como su esencia. Siento que el video también es diferente porque en el video estás viendo, pero también escuchas. Uh-huh. Entonces quiero algo que vaya como ad hoc con la foto. Entonces son como 3 amigos.
Okay. So lo que buscas alguien o algo, ándale, que o sea, que sea compatible con las imágenes.
Sí, y sabes que son personas con las que ya he trabajado antes. Entonces, si te casas y me preguntas por video, te mando esas 3 opciones. Pero yo no tengo como en mi...
O sea, sí.
Como en el brochure, así de 3, así... O sea, un video, no. Prefiero que sea como que, esta es la foto y si quieres video son esas opciones. No te vas a equivocar con cualquiera de esas 3 que elijas. Y así, se me hace más fácil porque, repito, antes el fotógrafo hacía foto y video. Ahora no. Ahora es como que solo hago foto, pero la gente quiere comodidad. Es como, ahórrame el trabajo. ¿A quién elijo? Entonces confían mucho en tu recomendación, pero aún así se las pongo un poquito difícil porque, repito, el video tienes que ver de qué se trata, escucharlo. Siento que tiene como ese poder auditivo y visual. En la foto somos muy visuales, pero en un video no. O sea, puedes estar viendo una escena y depende de la música, le das el contexto. Entonces, como que me gusta trabajar con gente que digo, ay, estos videógrafos son mis top, te lo súper recomiendo. Y también para trabajar en bodas, es complicado. Que de pronto yo hago una foto y se me atraviesa el de video ese. Que ahora con Photoshop Beta las puedes quitar en un clic.
You know, that's actually a really good thing to be talking about. So
thanks God.
Yeah. So basically, you know, so you try to work with you know, a team that you recommend that you've worked with before when it comes, you know, to the video aspect of it. Which is fantastic, you know, and a lot of the times, you know, clients, you know, love the fact that, you know someone because if they know you, they like you, you know, they'll take those recommendations. And when you work with the team before that has done that, you know,
that's
it makes it a lot easier with that. But you threw something in there about, for example, like the new Photoshop beta.
Love it.
Okay. So that we start
create Photoshop
so we
beta.
like thank you Adobe. Thank you the Adobe gods for letting us, you know, for beta. Now let's talk a little bit. We talked a little bit last night with Christian about AI. Okay. Obviously Adobe kind of stepped it up a little bit with the new beta, with everything that this is. Where do you think this artificial intelligence stuff is going through? Are you like really up? Like, do you use it a lot? I'm a nerd, and everybody here at Geekota, we're extra nerdy. So, we'll talk a little bit more about that with the way that we're using it. But I want to know, you as a working photographer, do you use AI like in your current work?
Oh, I think that's an amazing tool, but it's not everything. I mean, you can create a lot of things, but you cannot create the entire photography. I mean, also change some things like.
It's a great tool. It's a great tool.
I know, that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't think like that's something that we were talking about last night about that it is a tool. I don't think it's necessarily going to replace photography.
No, never.
You can replace. I mean, you can have AI capture your wedding as of yet. Now when they start when Terminators and stuff like that come in and they take your camera over, then that's
Skynet,
something different.
like this.
Yeah, when Skynet comes in, and takes over, that's something different. But as of now, I think AI is a great tool, and it's showing, and it's making a lot of our work.
It makes easier your work,
easier
but doesn't does your work.
Are you using AI, for example, like in post-production or anything?
For sure, to take it off some things that I don't want to be seen in my photos, like a waitress, like I don't know, garbage, those kind of things. But not for create like fireworks or
nothing
the
like
Milky
that.
Way.
Yeah. No. See, 'cause that's what it is. Like for me, I'm putting myself with Brad Pitt's body and stuff like that, in a unicorn as I'm riding, a giant turtle, over, the rainbows of Landor. That's the way I roll. That's what it is. I go into Mid-Journey and just start doing stuff like that.
I got some limits.
So yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't have any limits when it comes to that. That's what I create now. Since I'm not shooting as much anymore, I'm just making up, what I want to see.
Unicorn there.
So
okay.
with going with the AI thing, are you using like AI for like post production outside of like Photoshop Beta?
I use it to take care of some stuff.
Okay.
But for creative things, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, which is great. When is like to you? Where's the limit when it comes to AI enhancement?
When you change like bodies, I'm not agree with that.
Okay.
Like make slimmer,
like what I said, that I was putting Brad Pitt's body on me on top of a turtle.
Yeah, because it's not you. So
how do you? It's me in my mind. No, but I.
Where are your muscles?
Yeah,
where?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. Or because it's later, people will say, "What, is that you really?" And I don't like that.
And that's actually something very interesting, because even with me when I was asking, and then when I would get to know my couples and such, one thing that I would always say is that I'm never going to sell you a lie. So I would never, one thing that I had, and it was even in my contract, was that I never, if it was on your body 5 days after your wedding, it was not coming off. So when it comes to like blemishes, stuff like that, absolutely. I mean, it's a pretty hectic time in your life. A lot of, grooms and brides would, have blemishes because they broke out and stuff. Absolutely, those stuff like that. But when they were asking for me to take like extra pounds off, or for me to do this or that, I have this scar and stuff like that, I'm like, it's part of you. Like I'm not going to sell you, a lie. A perfect example, I had this beautiful, beautiful bride, which, I try to make, to this day, I'm friends with a lot, if not all of the couples that I shot. But she had back surgery when she was very young. And her wedding dress was a backless dress. So she had a big scar down her spine. she was like, can you take that off? And I'm like, absolutely not. I was like, that is part of you. I was like, why would I do that? You know? And sure enough, now as a photographer, it was my job to make her look absolutely stunning and beautiful. And yes, with lighting and everything else, I was able to minimize that aspect of it. You know, but would I have ever taken that off? No. You know, and I think to me the limit is that when you, like you were saying, when you change, you know, the essence of what the individual, what the person is, I think to me that's my limit.
That's a huge problem with filters on Instagram, because people saw themselves like a different people. I don't know how to say. Like when you take a picture and without filters, and they say, no, I don't look like that. Really? Yes, that's you are. No, I got a big eyes or those kind of things.
Yeah.
Say, no. So, cuando hago edición, trato que sea cosas temporales, se van, pero cosas permanentes se quedan. Cicatrices, quemaduras, se quedan porque son parte de... Pero si salió una pequeña espinilla o yo sé, ¿cómo se llama el double cheek?
Double chin.
Ese, se va.
Okay.
Sí, pero es complicado, muy delicado cambiar la imagen corporal de alguien. Entonces creo que la inteligencia artificial de pronto puede, pues también hacer eso. Y no estoy muy de acuerdo cuando cambias la esencia de la persona.
Okay.
Creo que
so changing the essence of the person, changing the person themselves. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I agree with you. I think that's a, you know, it's just right now everyone is everything, anywhere you look, it's AI, you know. And, you know, our great friends from Aftershoot, you know, I mean, they have a great program that they use, you know, and it's something that you train.
Edit your pictures, that's amazing.
That you know, and stuff like that. But again, it's also has its limits, and it has to go with where you are. You know, I mean, but there's multiple programs, you know, actually that you can use out there. You know, I brought it up last night because Christian actually uses Aftershoot, you know, quite a bit. Do you use Aftershoot?
Sure.
Yeah. You know, but again, I wish I would have had something like that when I was editing, because it was just, you know, but everything that I did, you know, we did by, you know, by hand, or not by hand, but at least, you know, manually, you know, so dude, we have been actually talking for almost 2 hours.
No way.
Yeah, it's been almost
really?
Yeah, it's been almost two hours.
Thanks for that amazing minutes.
Absolutely, man. It went by so fast. Again, you know, thank you so much for stopping by. You know, for being here. Hopefully, this is only the first of many that we will do.
Hope so.
You know, so let's tell people where can they find you? Where is it that they can find your work? You know, what's, you know, so Instagram,
sure,
TikTok,
same name,
all that stuff.
Same
Barbara Torres Photo, and that's with an F. So
Spanish.
FOTO. So Barbara Torres FOTO. That's across all of your platforms.
Yeah.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, you really?
But you don't expect to see me like dancing or no. Just show my work and that's it.
Okay. All right. So do you do like behind the scenes and stuff like that on really? All right, cool.
For my wedding.
Awesome. So. That's awesome. You know. So, is there anything else that you wanna that you wanna add? Anything, you know?
Well, no, nothing. Just say thank you for being me a part of the Gicoro family. I'm very happy. I don't know. Yeah,
Are you
sure.
really?
Yeah, but I'm very shy. Trust me.
No.
So, yeah. So maybe in a few minutes, no. No, todavía tengo mucho tequila aquí. No, nada, gracias por la invitación, gracias a los que estaban escuchando, interactuando, por ahí veo como muchas ahí, comentarios, está muy chido y pues nada, ahora sí que
Ali
feliz
Burgueno
de...
says, ya exploté con likes tu Instagram.
Ay. Esas son las cosas que hacen así como decirme, bien, más bien, más bien.
Ellie,
Sí.
I didn't know you spoke Spanish. Fantastic. That's great.
Ay, qué chido.
She does amazing work. She uses actually Geekcode, and the reason I know that is because she
Nice.
tags us on everything, and she has these awesome like flying dress images and stuff like that.
Me encanta.
Yeah, she's got some really really cool stuff. So thank you guys so much for being here. As we can't. You still have some there. I'm gonna pour a little bit more on mine. If any other questions come up, then we'll definitely do that. But as of now, we're winding down on this. So if you guys have any questions, this is your last time to ask because we're about to end this, and we have 2 minutes before it's 2 hours. So I think you have 2 minutes before we do this. Bárbara, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí. Gracias por aceptar la invitación. You're part of the Geekcode family, and we couldn't be any prouder, of you and all of our female, ambassadors when it comes to this. Your work is amazing. Please keep going. Keep doing what you were doing. Teach all of these men, who who really is boss with all the stuff. So thank you so much. Everyone else, thank you guys for staying with us for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know. Like I mentioned before, please, subscribe so that when we have the new ones coming up. There's many more stuff that will be popping up here very soon. Tips, tricks, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click that little bell before it comes back and slaps you back, so that when these things are going to go live. Because sometimes we're a little crazy, so we'll just pop up live here very, very, very soon. With multiple things. We will be posting, we'll try to do a little bit ahead of time when we have guests. We have the LaPlants coming in later on in the year, I think in September. Like I said, we're going to have Dave Yan, who is the director of A18, which is actually going to be our very first tequila.
Nice.
Invite in here. So we're actually going to reverse a little bit. We're going to be talking more about tequila, but he's such a big fan of when it comes to like the photography aspect of it, that's why I wanted to have him here. So we're actually going to have an outsider talking about the photography industry, and he's going to educate us a little bit more about tequila as well, because this guy is a connoisseur when it comes to tequila. I mean, he's been in the industry for many, many years. I'm just a fanboy. Wow. But he is a connoisseur when it comes to it.
Quiero estar ahí en esa entrevista.
Come back. It's going to be on the 21st. We'll be here. We'll be doing here. So again, thank you guys so much for everything. Barbara, anything else that you want to add before we log off?
No. Nada, creo que hemos platicado de muchísimas cosas y un gusto estar aquí. Gracias por hacerme parte de la familia Geekcode. Y pues, cheers.
Cheers.
Y qué chido por todas esas chicas también que comparten su apoyo y todo. Se siente bonito y pues nada.
I think we're going to have to do like our own like female League of Legends.
Oh, that
like
would be amazing.
Thing. Yeah. We'll figure something out. We'll definitely figure something out. Because we have some strong women. We have you, we have Sophia. I was like, we have Amber. That's a great start. So
Thanks for
we'll
the
figure
opportunity.
something out. Absolutely. Thank you so much for it. Like I said, for coming by. And again, to all of you guys, thank you so much for everything. I'm gonna switch the camera back to you so that you can say a final bye, and then we're out, guys. Thank you so much, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.
See you later, alligator.